In this video, we will talk about editing the video for the Maju horse hike that I did this morning together with my dear friend Alfie. What we've done this morning is that we created we recorded a video with the Insta360 X5 camera. We copied out the video files from the micro SD card and we get these. So inside the micro SD card, natively, the Insta360 X5 camera stores our files in two formats. Firstly, you see a VID format that has the date and a timestamp. This VID file is huge because it contains the raw video. But we can't edit these videos in Final Cut Pro until we export them into an MP4 rectangular format. I'll explain that in a while. The RRV files are also created by the Insta360 X5 camera, but they're not so important. These are the low resolution proxies, the low resolution videos that were created during the filming, right? Now, let me walk through with you the process of creating the MP4 files, exporting these into MP4 files in equilateral rectangular format that we can edit with Final Cut Pro. Let me play back the screen recording that I've done earlier. So we have a whole bunch of these files here. We have a whole bunch of recordings from our X5 camera from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. today. What we're going to do is to launch the Insta360 desktop application studio. This is called Insta360 Studio. When we launch it, we create a project that will export the video in panoramic format. So in a while, we will click on Create Project, then select a ratio of 2:1, 360-degree panorama. Once it's done, click Confirm. Then we click Import to import all our files from the micro SD. We put it inside the portable SSD, Maju Horus Hike. Again, we are interested only in the VID files, not the RRV files, because the VID files contain the actual video content. Select a whole bunch, then just click Open to upload, to import them into our Insta360 Studio project. Yeah, what we're going to do next is that we're going to export these files in two formats. The first format that we export is just one huge MP4 file that contains all the video clips added together. Then we'll do another one with individual video clips. So we take, these are the video clips that we have imported. Notice that they're numbered 417 to 438. We just drag them into our timeline. And then we zoom in to see the details. Now, what we're doing now is to make sure that every single clip that we have dragged into our timeline follows the exact time sequence. That means all the video clips 417, 418, 419 must follow the right numerical sequence. This ensures that when we create a long video with everything inside it, it will be shown in the right sequence. Otherwise, do you have some clips, jumbled up in the time sequence? They won't make sense in the final video. Yeah. So again, we will now export this as one continuous video that we will import to YouTube as a 360-degree video so that people can wear the virtual reality glasses to experience this Maju Forest hike in real time. Yeah. Everything looks okay. Now we're ready to export. The export button is at the top right corner of the window. It says export button, click export. The first export we'll do is that we will export a single clip. We will call it a long.mp4 because it's a long file. Yeah, so select single clip instead of multiple clip. Change the bitrate. The bitrate is 200 megabits per second. Yeah. Then click export. This will export everything into one single file that we can upload to YouTube and publish it as a 360-degree video. We'll call it long.mp4. Right. The next thing we'll do is that we'll export individual clips because we'll be editing these individual clips with Final Cut Pro, we need to export them as individual clips. So therefore, export mode is now multiple clips. Then we need to set a prefix. We'll change the file name. We'll call it Maju Forest. It will export as individual clips called clip 1, clip 2, and so on. Again, change the bit rate to the maximum, which is 200 megabits per second. Then click Export. To see the export progress, you click the Task Center button at the top right. And we can see that it's now taking its time. It's now exporting one long clip called long.mp4, and it's going to export a bunch of clips, clip 1 to 22 for Maju Forest. These are each individual clips that we've done. So this is what we've done earlier today in exporting the long.mp4, the long MPEG-4 file that's got everything inside it, and then we created individual clips. Let me show you what it looked like. So if we go into the files that we have exported, let's click over into here. Okay. Okay, let me hide all these. Okay, if we go into our folder, we can find that the long.mp4 that was exported looks like this. Here's a long.mp4. If I open with QuickTime Player, this is called equi-rectangular format. So notice that the video is 360 degrees. It's kind of from left, center, right, and right around to left. So it's 360 degrees horizontally, then 180 degrees vertically from top to bottom. This is called equi-rectangular format. It's a common format for 360-degree video that YouTube recognizes. Let's play this. Video of this. Yeah, so this is us hiking into the Maju Forest at Sunset Way. We can jump ahead. So it gets quite muddy. We'll follow the railway trail, and it gets quite dark in here. Okay, then we'll bash through the the muddy part, right? Up somewhere along the railway, the track ends because it gets stuck inside mud or water, and we have to climb up the hill to go by the side. So the reason why we're making this video is that we're trying to document the trail that we took. This trail is not so obvious. Sometimes people get stuck. That's why hopefully if they see this 360-degree video, they will know how to follow our track and navigate this forest successfully, right? So there's a lot of video in here. We will upload this whole thing, all 80 minutes of it, to YouTube. People wearing virtual reality glasses, they'll be able to see this in real time as you walk through the forest. Then we will create a separate version for Instagram Reels, also for YouTube Shorts, for TikTok, and for RedNote. We will take the individual clips that we've exported, and then we'll edit them into a short form video for Instagram Reels. And here we see us walking out into the forest, and we finish at the rail corridor. Yeah. So this is the video that we have exported from our clips this morning. What I did was that I took the long.mp4, the long file, and I uploaded to YouTube. So the file has been uploaded. If you go into my YouTube channel, you will see that there's a video there over here that's called Maju Forest Hike, Sunset Way to Rail Corridor, 360-degree video. If you play that video, you will see this, right? So this is a 360-degree video. If you play it back, make sure you select a high resolution like 4K 216 OS so that it looks okay. Then you can see that you can actually rotate this around. Yeah, on the desktop, you can rotate around. If you're using a mobile phone or tablet, you can just simply point your phone or tablet to the right position and it will rotate together with you, right? Yeah, for some reason it looks a bit blurry here, although it looks okay in the previous version before I uploaded it. So maybe YouTube is now, still getting ready to clean up the video and getting ready a higher resolution version. Maybe tomorrow it will look better. Yeah, right now it's a bit of a blurry mess, but that's okay. Okay, so our job here is done. But now we need to work on the individual clips. We have exported our video from Insta360 Studio into individual MP4 files. We're going to edit them in Final Cut Pro for Instagram. Okay, but first, okay, a couple of things in the video that are useful. If you look at the video description, you can see that there is a Google Drive folder. If you click on that Google Drive folder, it brings you to this folder that is initially empty, but it's only got 2 files in there. And I will put the individual MP4 files there, which means that I'm offering my MP4 files for public domain. If you want to edit my 360-degree files, to reframe it, to point your own direction, to make your own video, please go ahead and do it. If you are interested in archival purposes, if you are from NParks or National Heritage Board and you are interested to know what Maju Forest was like before it gets torn down, please go ahead and use it. It's all yours. It's all available for public domain. There are 2 other files that I'm going to populate the link for the raw video in a while. There are 2 links here. There's a fit file newer but incomplete, and there's a fit file older but complete. So this fit file newer but incomplete is actually part of the trail. Let me show you. This fit file comes from Garmin Connect. I was wearing a Garmin Forerunner watch. I exported my trail, that means my latitude, longitude, as a FIT file, right? Just for information, the way I did it is that I just went into Garmin Connect. I selected the activity. Then I just right click here, export file. Then it will export into a FIT file, which you will find. Okay, where is it? Export file. Okay, let me just refresh this. So you'll find it will download a zip file, which you can unzip. Okay, let's try again one more time. Download the gear. Click a gear icon. Click export file. Yeah, it will download a zip file. If you click on the zip file, unzip it, it will contain the fit file. So this fit file comes from Garmin Connect, right? It will it will contain the data from our hike. Why do I say that is incomplete, and why are there 2 hikes, 2 files, 2 fit files? Well, it's my fault. When I started hiking, we started hiking from Sunset Way all the way through Maju Forest to the rail corridor. Unfortunately, I forgot to set my I forgot to turn on my watch to do the recording. I only recorded like halfway through the muddy railway track. So we only got information from halfway of the track. Why is this information useful? Well, if you look at our videos, we have the date timestamp, right? If you look at the timestamp in our videos, you will be able to see where exactly I was during that time. So you'll be able to compute the latitude, longitude of of my location, and you'll be able to match up. At this particular point in the video, I was at this latitude, longitude coordinate. So it's good for future reference. If you figure out, if you want to know at this point in time what does it look like, where I was, you can refer to the fit file. However, this fit file is only partial because I forgot to turn on my watch. To see the complete trail, you can refer to the second FIT file. It has the complete trail from Sunset Way all the way to Rail Corridor. However, this was recorded at an earlier date. It was recorded on June 1st, right? So some of the tracks might be a bit different. It's not exactly 100% representative of the video, but this is a walkable track. So if you want to try and figure out how to bash through the forest with a trail that really works, this might be good for you too. It's just that unfortunately it's not 100% accurate according to the video that I published. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm offering you 2 files. If you go into my video description, you will see 2 files here. There's the newer but incomplete here, but there's the older but complete here. Right. Right. Okay. Now let's talk about the video files that have been exported. The video files that have been exported will look a bit strange. I exported from Insta360 Studio. We have these files here. Maju Forest, clip 1 to clip 22. But this is not quite right, because if we look at the original files from the micro SD card on the Insta360 X5 camera, see the difference? The original files have a date time stamp. The new files don't. That's why what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to rename the new files with the date time stamp and preserve the date time stamp from the earlier files. To do that, I'm going to use a Google Sheets script. Okay, yeah, it looks a bit complicated, but fortunately, it's probably the easiest for me to do right now. Let me explain the steps. I have a Google sheet here. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay. I'm going to rename this. Let's call it Maju Forest. So I've done this before for Southern Ridges. I'm now doing it for Maju Forest. Okay, the first thing I'll do is that okay, let's clean out a bit. I'm not going to do the others. Just delete. Okay, I'm just going to keep one row, the first row. What is this first row? This is the original file name with the date and time stamp. How do I get this? I open a terminal. Yeah, now, whoa, there's a lot. Okay, quit everything. There's too much nonsense in here. Okay, can I just create a okay, no worries. Let's just close everything here. I don't need all these. No, no, no. I'm not doing this project anymore. Done. No, no, no. Okay, I will now right-click a new window. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's start from scratch. So I'm now going to list out the files that will be renaming to. Well, I'm going to list out the files that were copied from a micro SD card. I put them inside volumes, portable SSD. It's called Maju Forest. Maju? No, Maju. Okay, good. I'm only interested in the VID files, so I just ls to VID. Nope, sorry. VID stuff. Okay. I'm going to type it to cat so that it appears in one column. Okay, then I'll just copy and paste this into Google Sheets. Right click, copy, right click, paste. Now notice that I've separated the columns here. I got the date and timestamp and all that. To do that, I'll just click this column here, and then I'll do data, split text to columns. Separator will be custom underscore. Yep, and then you press enter. Good. So now everything is split out. We have the date and we have the timestamp, right? Now I'm going to list out all the files that I'm going to rename from. Remember the individual MP4 files, the 1 to 22 files? Let's get a listing of them. They are in a different place. So they're in volumes, O. Again, Video 360, Maju Forest, CV. It's called 202608 and 17. Okay. If I list it like this, I'm only interested in the MP4 files. Yeah, it will mess up the ordering. See, it's like 1, 10, then 12. I want it to be listed from 1 to 10, then 10 to 22. To fix that, I'm going to put a minus RT. This will sort by time of creation. I will just copy this files here. And then I am going to paste it here. Yeah, so the thing is this, we're going to rename this file, clip 1, into Maju Forest date and timestamp. Yeah. So let's create the new name here. So there's a formula here that says what is the name that we want to use. The name that I want to use is called Maju Forest. Autofill, yes. Okay. So what we did was that we combined Maju Forest with B1, which is the date here. Then I combine it with C1, which is the timestamp. Now I put a 0 in front of a timestamp because this is before 12 noon. So therefore, the timestamp should have 6 digits, but it's only 5 digits. So you put a 0 in front to make sure that the numbers are correct. Then there's this formula that says right of 6 characters, meaning if this timestamp happened to be recorded afternoon, it will have 6 characters, right? 6 digits. If we put a 0 in front, if you prepend a 0, it will have more than 6 digits. So therefore, when that happens, we will take only the rightmost 6 digits. This will give us the right timestamp. Only 6 digits. We will not have 7 digits. That's the reason for putting the right, 6. And we end up with MP4. Yep, so this formula is correct. Our trick now is that we want to rename this file into this file. This is the file name that was produced by Insta360 Studio. It's not quite what we want. We want it to rename this file to this file with the date and timestamp. Therefore, we do an MV command. If you do an MV command, you can see that we're just simply doing an MV, which is the rename command, from the F1, which is the clip 1, to clip 22, and rename it to G1, which is the file that we want, the file name that we want. Therefore, I will just simply copy this and just paste it here. There. Now I have a column here that has all the file names that I want and the renaming commands that will happen. I will right-click, copy this, then I will paste these commands into my command line. So right-click, paste. Yeah, it won't appear here, but I can just press enter, and you can see that, yeah, voila, everything is okay. Now these are the clips that I'll edit in Final Cut Pro. For now, I will just upload them into my Google Drive so that you can access them and you can do anything you want with them. You can archive them, you can view them, you can edit them. It's up to you. Let me just publish them onto my Google Drive, which is here. I'm just going to say, okay, I'm just going to drag the files over. So my rename files are in Maju Forest Hike. Final Cut Pro is this. Okay, fine, let's go. So my long.mp4 is in the Final Cut Pro folder. So I'll just upload this together with this and drag it into my Google Drive folder. Yeah. So in a short while, you will see all these files appearing in my Google Drive. So backtrack again. How do you see this Google Drive? If you hit my video, look for my video called Maju Forest Hike, Sunset Way to Rail Corridor, 360-degree video. Inside here, there is a raw video hyperlink. If you click on that hyperlink, yeah, you will eventually see all the files. So right now it's copying, you will see all of them, and it's going to be quite huge. Yeah. And you can download all these files and you can do any edits you want, or you can just archive it for your own purpose. Yeah, this will take some time. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for creating individual MP4 files. Now we talk about Final Cut Pro. I have a Final Cut Pro here. Earlier I was editing the video for the Kent Ridge run, which is last Saturday. Let me just close this. Close library. Okay, let me create a new library. So I'm going to create a new library. Right now I've got one library for marathon training. That's okay, I'll keep it there. I'll just add a new library. New library. Okay, what is a library? A library is equivalent of a project in Adobe Premiere. When you create a project in Adobe Premiere to start a video, in Final Cut Pro, it's called a library. Let's put it inside our Maju Forest folder. I like to put it inside the Final Cut Pro. So eventually I'll upload this whole thing into Google Drive. So later you can see my actual edited version of the video in Google Drive in Final Cut Pro format. And you can tweak it and adjust it for all you want, as much as you like. I will name it library, okay, because it's a Final Cut Pro library. Save. Now, some things I'm going to do. Let's see. Yeah. So, okay, this marathon training, we're not going to do. One thing we'll do is that we try to make the library as small as possible. That's why when I say the okay, for example, storage location, let's modify the settings. You notice that the media is located in the Video 360 folder. By default, it says library, but when it tries to generate cache video rendering to speed up the previews, we don't want it to create inside a library, because once you create it inside a library, it will blow up. We don't want to put it there. Rather, we want to put it into our upper level, into another folder. And in this case, it's a Video 360, which is the higher level folder, right? Same thing for cache and backups. I put it in a higher level folder, just to show you what I mean. If I click choose, you can see that my Maju Forest Hike folder is here, but I do not want to put it here. I want to put it up into Video 360. And that's why you see that there are folders like, optimized media, proxy media, library, and all that. That's because all the temporary media files, the cache and backups are now in the Video 360 folder. They are not inside the library. When we do that, the library becomes very small. It will not blow up as we render our project. Motion content, that's okay. We'll keep it inside the motion templates folder. It's quite okay. We don't have yeah, we don't have any issue with motion content. I don't think they'll be quite big. Okay, that's a bit strange. I just realized that it's actually going into my personal folder. Maybe I'll just put it in. Yeah, so it doesn't allow you to select a folder. Okay, fine, let's leave it in there. Yeah. Next, import the settings for import the clips. Now, when you create a library, it creates an event. An event is like a folder for organizing the project files. It creates a folder that has got a date in it. I'm not going to use this event. Move event to trash, because I'm going to create my own events for this thing, for this project. Okay, fine. It says you must create one event. Why don't we just rename it? I will just call this Maju Forest. Maju Forest will mean that these are the original clips that we recorded at Maju Forest. Then now we can import them. Okay. Now that I think about it, let's not call it Maju Forest. I will create 3 events that will distinguish which part of Maju Forest. There are 3 parts of our trek. The first part is at Sunset Way, where we walk from the Sunset Way in Clementi until the tunnel. Then there's a tunnel part. Then there's a tunnel to the rail corridor. So I'm just going to rename it to so that I know which parts of the trek and which parts of the hike these videos refer to. I'm going to call this, okay, so the 3 parts, I'll call it Sunset Way, meaning this is the first half of the trek. Then we have a part of the trek that's at the tunnel. Then there is a part of the trek that's heading towards the rail corridor. So this is the one where we climb uphill and bash through the uphill muddy section into the towards rail corridor. Yeah. These names are not perfect, but I think we'll do it for now. This will do for now, right? Now, let's go and import our files. To import our files, whoops, we do not need this. we will head back to Final Cut Pro. Um, let's park everything under Sunset Way. Okay, import. Now, at this point in time, I'm not sure which of my videos are Real Corridor, Sunset Way, and Tunnel, but we'll organize them in a while. I will go into my files that I've just renamed. This is under Video 360, Maju Forest. Okay, see, these are all the files that we have created. I will just simply select all of them. I'll skip that folder. So these are all the MP4 files that I've just renamed. Remember that these are the MP4 files that I exported from Insta360 Studio. The settings I'll use is that, okay, I will import them to the Sunset Way event. Now notice that I do not copy to Video 360. I leave the files in place, meaning that it will just create a reference to the MP4 file. Otherwise it will just copy the whole video file into a project, and then our project will blow up. Let's see. I will do a fix audio problems. There's some speech in the audio. We want to keep it in there. Transcribed in English is fun in case you want to search for certain text in the audio. Yeah, there we just then we just import selected. Now everything goes into Sunset Way, right? Okay, so if by default, Final Cut Pro will have this kind of view, which is not very interesting for huge files, for 360-degree files. That's why I split it into what do you call a list mode. Yeah, I see this. Then by default, they list it from, descending order, which is not very helpful again. So I had to click the name to sort it by ascending order. Yeah, this is a bit weird. The ascending descending sort is not immediately obvious from this, but I have to click on it to sort it. There you go. It took me a while to find this. Yeah, but anyway, let's organize them into the folder. So Sunset Way, yeah, this video clip is from Sunset Way. Yes, we are going in there. Then let's look for the part where we cross into a tunnel. This is still Sunset Way, Sunset Way, Sunset Way. See, we can see that this is the equi-rectangular format. It's 360-degree horizontally, 180 degrees vertically. Okay, yeah, this is the tunnel part. So as I scrub it, you can see that this is the tunnel part. Okay. Which means that everything after that is the real corridor part, walking towards real corridor. So I will take the rest of the clips and I will move them into real corridor. Yeah. Come on. Let's do it one more time. Sunset Way, real corridor. Oh, come on. Okay, say that it's doing a background analysis and therefore it's not able to move my clips. Yeah, this is a bit annoying. It's doing a lot of background stuff, which makes it faster to preview, but then also it's a bit disruptive. Okay, let me show you how to fix this. So over here is this icon here that tells you what's happening in the background. When you click on this, it will show you all the background tasks happening. What is it doing? So it's doing some transcoding analysis. Yeah, so it's doing the analysis of clips. I'm not going to wait for it to finish. Am I? No. So to stop it, I just click, I will just click the X button here. Okay, done. Nothing's happening. So now I can move my files, hopefully. Sunset Way. Move these files into Real Corridor. Please work. Okay, good. Real Corridor is back. Sunset Way, if you remember, the last video is the tunnel. We will move this into the tunnel. Yeah. Okay, so transcoding analysis is now not running. Okay. I'm not sure how to restart the transcoding analysis, but the quick way of doing this is that I will just do a quit. Final Cut Pro, quit. And hopefully when we restart Final Cut Pro, it will redo the analysis. Okay. And hopefully once we redo the analysis, things will run faster. So let's restart Final Cut Pro. Yeah, it's a bad hack, but maybe it'll work. Yeah. Once again, we are restarting Final Cut Pro because just now we stopped the analysis. I want it to continue the analysis. Again, remember this is the background task thing. I can do a window background task, or I can just simply click this icon here. Okay, for some reason it's not starting the transcoding analysis, but maybe after a while it will just do it. Some settings that I like to do also is that under the Final Cut Pro settings, I will do the background render after 0.3 seconds. I think this helps because our equi-rectangular videos are quite huge. They're 8K resolution. We need to do the background rendering so that when we do the reframing, or when we render this video as a Instagram reel in vertical format, we will need to do reframing. Reframing means that we need to point the video at a specific direction. That's why it's good to do background rendering, because that will allow it to do the um, uh, it will do reframing. It will point the right direction, and it will preview it in Final Cut Pro in a very efficient manner. Yeah, and that is probably the reason why it's doing the background transcoding but and then analysis. But now let's move on. What we've done earlier on is that we've imported the video files that we have just renamed, that were exported from Insta360 Studio. We put them in the three folders, 3 events. Sunset Way is for the hike from Sunset Way up till the tunnel, not including a tunnel. Then we have tunnel, which is just one single long clip that has got a tunnel, right? Then we have the rail corridor, which are the clips after the tunnel and until the end of the hike, which is on the rail corridor. Okay, now let's edit the video. I'm going to create a vertical format 4K video. I could create a clip, create a so-called project in Final Cut Pro that has got the 4K settings, what resolution, what audio settings. But I'm just going to use a earlier video, and I'm going to use it as a template. Firstly, I'm going to create a event again. I'll call it a reel. Again, remember that event is like a folder to organize our files. Reel means Instagram reel. This is the reel that we'll publish to Instagram, also to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and RedNote. I'm going to import the file that I've exported earlier on, so that I can use it as a template for the 4K settings. My earlier video is at portable SSD. This is at, let's say, Southern Ridges Run, which I just completed. There's a Final Cut Pro folder, and I've got a, okay, it's missing. So it's under O, I believe, Video 360. Southern Ridges Run. Okay, I should move this somewhere else. Final Cut Pro, and there is a Real Wonder M4V. This was the video that I have I was editing for the Sunset Way run. Now let me just create a project based on these settings. This is the right has got the right vertical 4K settings, video and audio. I'll just right click, new project. I will just call this reel. No, this is not right. Undo. Let's see. Move to trash. Okay, this is a bit strange. Hang on. Let's try again. New project. Okay, good. This is correct. Somehow it was showing the wrong resolution. This is correct because we're doing vertical. We're doing 4K resolution at 29.97 frames per second. Audio is stereo 48 kilohertz, and then that's okay. Good. This creates a project in Final Cut Pro. I'm going to rename it the project as no. Rename it as Reel. Our reel now contains the project that we have imported. The clip that we've imported, I don't need this, actually. I'm done with this. And I can erase the space, change duration to 0. Okay, yeah, for some reason, Final Cut Pro likes to create a lot of blank spaces. So I just zeroed it out. Okay, and I don't need this. This is just to as we're using as a template for 4K vertical format. Now I can just simply right click, move to trash. It will not delete the video, it will just remove the reference to the video. Right. So now I have an empty project here, and it's got the vertical 4K resolution at 29.97 frames per second, 48 kilohertz audio. Okay, now we get started. Now let's do some planning of the video. Now I'm going to speed up some sections of the clips. The reason for doing that is that we are creating an Instagram reel. Instagram reels should not be too long. I'm targeting around 90 seconds. That's like 1.5 minutes. Uh, it, we are okay to go a few seconds above that, yeah, but not too long. Why do I want to restrict it to 90 seconds? That's because I'm going to put in the music from Instagram. Instagram has got lots of great copyrighted music. I'm going to use their music. When we use their music, they only allow you to use up to 90 seconds. That's why my video is not going to be longer than 90 seconds, right? Now, then again, I'm going to speed up the video. So I'm going to speed up the video roughly by 50%. So it's like 150% speed, 1.5 times the speed. It will look, it won't look too fast. It will look just okay. So that when we walk through the forest, it will look less boring, right? Because of speeding up. Now, so here becomes an interesting planning problem. I'm trying to create a video that is 90 seconds, that has got 90 seconds long, but then I'm going to speed up by 150%. So therefore, I will probably target for my video to be roughly 190 seconds, 90 seconds plus 45 plus half of it, 45 seconds. So maybe I'm targeting like 90 seconds plus 45 seconds, like 135, 140 seconds before I do the speed up. And then we figure out how to edit the video to fit into that 90 seconds. Yeah, so my point is that let's try to make a video that has got 140 seconds. Then we apply the speed up. And then we trim it to fit 90 seconds. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah, don't worry. Let's try and do it, because we'll play by ear and we'll fit this in. Now we'll start dragging in the videos. We will create a we will start with the sunset way. This is where we enter the forest. Okay, the layout will be like this. We're going to have a bunch of videos spread out 50% for the sunset way section. In the middle, we will do the tunnel. So this will be a tunnel that will occupy in the middle. Then in the right, at the remainder of the video, we will do the rail corridor. Yeah. Okay. We will do this in chronological sequence, but we'll not feature all the clips, because it's going to take quite some time to view all of them. Yeah. Okay. So I need to divide into three sections. There's a sunset way section, the tunnel section, and the rail corridor section. How much time should I devote to each section? So I'm thinking, okay, my math is getting a bit rusty here. I got 3 sections here. I got some section in the middle. I'm going to do some speed up. Everything is going to be 150 seconds. If I take 5 seconds off 140 by 270. Okay, fine. Let's just take 60 seconds for sunset way. Maybe 10 seconds of for the tunnel, and another 60 seconds for rail corridor. Okay, and then we speed up to 150%. To do a 60 seconds of sunset way, we are going to just drag the clips over. Okay, everything has been sorted by time, so I can just take the first clips is important. We need to establish the location. We will also put a title on the top that says sunset way. Let's pick in the interesting part. So the interesting part will be at the beginning, where we start walking from sunset way into Okay, I'm trying to drag, but sometimes the dragging is not working so well. Yeah, there you go, drag. I'm going to take maybe 5 seconds. Okay, I'm just going to start all the way to scratch. Yeah, there. So this is a section of the video that I want. I dragged out that section. Now I will just drag and drop and put it into my timeline. There, it's 5 seconds. So when we speed up to 150%, it'll be less than that. Maybe it will take 3 seconds. Yeah, so it's a very short clip. Okay, but then later on we'll tweak. Now notice that by default is it's pointing in the wrong place. It's not very interesting. I'm going to change some of the settings. You see this orientation here. This will help us to do our reframing. Our video is 360 degree, right? But we want to look at a particular direction, which is in front. I'm going to do the settings such that we tilt 25% so that we don't see my hand. Because if you tilt down too low, you see my hand in the video. Field of view, I'll set it to 150. From my experience, it looks okay. It will allow us to squeeze more video into this narrow vertical format, the narrow frame. Now, you notice that if I do a pan, so panning is to pan, from left to right and all that. To show the context, I will want to show the back because this is where we entered. And I also want to show the front, which is where we are heading, right? Now, so here comes an interesting problem. How are we going to show both sides of the video? I'm going to do a vertical stacking, right? Let me show you what I mean. Firstly is that I need to create 2 clips, one pointing to front, one pointing to the back. Right now, I will just simply copy and paste it. No, don't do that here. I'll paste it here. So I can drag it on top. I don't need a space here. I will just simply change the duration to 0. Okay, there. I will now, okay, now the top frame is showing the front, which is good. Although it's a bit slanted, but I'm thinking whether I should correct. So if to correct the slanting, we could use the roll. See this roll thing here? If I set the roll, it will change the horizontal orientation. So it looks a bit less disorienting. Yeah. Okay, so the top clip is done. Now we will do the bottom clip. I will just disable the top clip for now so we can see the bottom clip. The bottom clip will now point to the back. Okay. The bottom clip will point to the back. Don't tilt. Sorry, don't change the tilt, but I will point to the back. The back is pan, so I will point to the back. And this shows us where we entered from Sunset Way, right? I'm going to increase the field of view so that we can see more things in the back, but not so much that it becomes spherical, circular. I'm just going to adjust it so that the black part disappears. Yeah. So this will show us more context. What I'm going to do is that how am I going to show the front and back? I'm going to do a stacking. There will be a 2-way split. The top part will show the front as I'm walking. The bottom part of the frame will show the back, to show where I came from. To do that, I need to make sure that everything fits into half the frame. So for example, right now, it's not looking good because if I do half the frame, it will get chopped off. I'm going to do a tilt. Yeah, so when you chop off half the frame, it will show some of the flats. That's okay, that's good. Let's go back to this one, and I will do this adjustment by enabling it. If I do half the frame, yeah, I will see a lot of grass. Then everything will chopped off. So therefore, I will adjust the tilt to this. If I do half the frame, it will show some grass and some trees and some sky. It's good. Now I'm going to stack up the videos into a single frame. How do I do that? Is that I will need to create a compound clip. We have all these settings that we've applied to this clip here. To preserve the settings, I need to do a right click, new compound clip. And then I'll just name it after the file name, the timestamp 0758008. So A meaning top, then this one, new compound clip 075800B. Okay. What happened was that we have created two compound clips, right? And to edit the compound clip, we just double click. See, this is the clip that we set, where that we have set originally, and this clip has got the pan tilt settings all applied. Yeah. Now we're ready to do the stacking. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a bit, but I'm to zoom out the video, I'm pressing Control minus, so it looks less disorienting. Okay, Control minus. Let's do the stacking. To do the stacking, I'm using this third-party tool template that I bought from LenoFX. It's called LenoFX Reuse. Reuse as in Instagram Reuse. I'm looking for this split screen called Split Screen 2.2. It will just stack things vertically in a two-way split screen. I will drag this into my project, and I will do a resize. Yeah. Now, I've created two clips. Now I'm going to put this into a split screen. But notice that right now is doing like a animation. There is a built-in animation and there is a built-out animation. I don't need that for video. I'm just going to take these settings here, built in, built out, uncheck. Now when I do this, it will not built in, built out. Now I need to populate these two clips. So this clip on top is known as the drop zone 1. This thing below is known as drop zone 2. We have already created two compound clips. So I'm just going to drag and drop into drop zone 1 and drop zone 2. Let's head back into our project here. We created two clips, 075800B. I'm going to drag this clip. Okay, yeah, there you go, into here. I'm going to drag this clip into, come on, here. Yeah. Now I will do some adjustment. I will make sure that the top clip Y, you see that I'm going to adjust it so that it shows, yeah, it shows the ground, the trees, and the sky. Then this part here is not framed correctly. I'm just going to drag the Y value so that you can see, maybe less of my head and more of the ground, the road, and the flats. Yeah, and this is our stacking. So with the split screen, we have created this nice effect where we can see the trail as you walk in front. At the same time, we can see the context at the back that we are walking in from Sunset Way. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of clips. I'm going to just drag and drop all these clips in to fill out the timeline. There's going to be a lot of clips. Maybe I'll do that offline. Otherwise, this live stream will become too long. One thing that I want to show here now is that I'm going to create a title. So the title I'm going to pick up from LenoFX. I bought this package, the LenoFX Absolute Pack, that contains this plugin called 50 isometric titles. So the Absolute Pack has got lots of stuff in there. Not the Instagram, not the LenoFX Reuse, but everything except LenoFX Reuse. Is the LenoFX 50 isometric titles, which is part of the Absolute Pack, has got these nice 3D titles. I'm just going to pick a 3D title and drag it into our video. So what should I use? Okay, in the past I've used this. I'm thinking whether I should use a 3D title or whether I should just use a normal title. Let's see. The question now is where I'm going to park a title. If I park a title on top, I can use a 3D title. Otherwise, I can put a title in the center here. Some of my videos, I put a title in the center. Should I do that? Okay, let's take a look. To put the titles in the center, I can use LenoFX kinetic typography. Um, in my some of videos, like for marathon training, I use a glitch effect. Okay, let's try something else. So blinking is a bit distracting. Coming forward is a bit weird. Bounce. Overshoot is what? I can't even see the transition. Okay. Cut it is. I'm trying to look for a format that is nice. Going down is a bit cartoony. Going up, it's probably cartoony also. Yeah. Split, oscillate, split. Okay, that's kind of nice. So it splits from the middle and then it collapses on itself. What is zoom out? Yeah. Okay, that's a bit distracting. Okay, let's do split for now. It looks good because we are splitting in the middle. So I'm going to drag this title into here. So resize it. I'm going to change the text. So we're going to set the context here. We're walking this from Sunset Way, right? So I'm just going to type Sunset Way. Okay, there's a lot of space in the middle. Let's just change the line spacing, collapse everything, right, and make it really tight. Okay. So when we animate this, it will show. Yeah, it will do this really cool splitting, and then it will close off. Yeah. Okay. So if you preview the video, press spacebar. If the green video of this place, so that
Does it record audio?
it will, yeah. So you can hear the voice also. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in because some of the voice parts are interesting. Okay, that's good. So I've created the first section of the video. I'm gonna drag and drop a lot more clips, and then I'll do this split screen effect without titles, of course. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, so I'll do this offline. Maybe I'll show you the some of the important parts. So there will be a part in the middle of the video that will feature the tunnel. The tunnel will be this. Instead of doing a split screen, I'm going to do a full screen. I'm going to feature two parts of a tunnel, and I'm going to do a fade there. So there's a part we enter a tunnel, and it's quite dark, and I don't want to feature too much of the dark parts. So I could just drag out a few seconds of us going into the tunnel. I'm going to put it into a timeline here. And okay, let's leave some. Can I leave some space? I can't. Okay, fine. Okay, so this I'm trying to recall how to create a space, but oh, I can create a space for doing delete. Yeah, there you go. If I delete a clip, it creates a space, so that's helpful. So let's just I'm just creating a space just as a placeholder, as a gap, right? Imagine that this is the first part of the video with a lot of sunset way clips all the way through to the middle of the video. Then towards the middle of the video, we'll do a tunnel. Tunnel, okay, we will show us walking into a tunnel. We will have two clips. Let me just. Okay, this clip is 7 seconds long, which is a bit too long, maybe. Okay, anyway, we're going to speed up. So I'm going to press Control minus to zoom out. Then I'm going to pick another. Okay, that's fine. Let's do 5 second. So I'm trimming it to 5 seconds because that sounds more reasonable. Okay, 5 second clip. Okay, the framing is off. I'm going to reframe it on. I'm gonna choose a clip that has us walking out of the tunnel. Okay, a 5-second clip. Drag this into here. Did I do this too early? So you notice that it's showing this orange bars here. So if you're curious why it's showing this orange bars, it tells us that these clips are used in our project. To see the orange bars, you need to click on View, Browser, Use Media Ranges. Once we click this Use Media Ranges, it will helpfully show the orange bars. So that tells us which part of the videos have been used, and we don't, reduce the videos, reuse the videos in other parts of the clip. Let's just trim it to 5 seconds again for consistency. 5 seconds. Okay, let's do the reframing. So my usual reframing is that I will tilt 25, and field of view, my default is 150. Okay. I could do the same thing for this clip, but the shortcut is that I can do a copy, edit, copy, then paste here, and I can paste the attributes, edit, paste attributes, right? So that will allow me to paste the attributes that I set from the other video. Yeah, I'm going to put. Okay, so everything is I'm using orientation anyway, so I'm just going to select this orientation, which is already on by default. Keyframe timing I usually set to maintain, so that if any keyframes, any animation in it, you'll keep it. This is paste. Yeah. So now that we see that the second clip has got the same orientation. Yeah, good. Next, fine tune the orientation. Right now it's a bit slanted. Yeah, I might start the clip earlier because right now it's like it's already going the tunnel, so I'll probably show more sunlight than going the tunnel. Anyway. Okay, so for the middle part of this video, I'm going to show us walking into a tunnel, but I will not do the stacking. So because this part is a very interesting transition in the middle of the video, and it's a clean break between the first half of the video and the second half of the video. Therefore, I'm doing this full screen, no framing, no split screen. First, I'm going to correct the orientation. It's a bit weird. The orientation is off because firstly, the pan is not right. I'm going to pan it to centralize the tunnel. I'm going to roll it to make it horizontal. I probably don't want to see too much of the top tunnel, so maybe I'll tilt it like this so I can see so that the light in the tunnel goes into the middle. Although a bit of my hand is visible, that's fine. Yeah. So I remember the tilt is 4.7. Let's just do the same thing here. This tilt is 4.7. I will do the panning to center it like this, and then the rolling to make it horizontal. Yeah, so right now it's a bit abrupt. It will just simply transition from entering a tunnel, then bang, it goes out the tunnel. I'm going to do a cross dissolve. So to do that, you click the transition button here, dissolve, cross dissolve, and just drag it in here. Yeah. Let's make the transition a bit wider. So it's like okay, fine, it's 2-second transition. So now I can see that it's walking the tunnel, dissolve into out the tunnel. Yeah. Right now it looks a bit long. There's a track that goes up to the bus stop. Yeah. Should I extend it? Because this part is not that interesting, so I could just drag this out. Yeah, so that will shorten our trek through the tunnel, right? Then again, we're going to speed this up, right? So this eventually we sped up to 110%, 150%. Um, so this whole thing, this whole clip will be shorter than that. It'll be just a few seconds long. Right now it's 13 to 23. So it's 10 seconds. Maybe after speeding up, it'll be 5 seconds. Yeah. Or maybe we'll do some more trimming. Yeah. But you get the point. Yeah. The final part of the video, we will end with we will just simply end with the hmm, okay. Again, I'm going to have a placeholder here. Eventually, this will fill up with other clips from the real corridor folder. But I'm going to end with this clip of us walking out of the Maju forest into real corridor, and I will pick the very end where we are actually out. Yeah. So this tells us that we have completed the hike. So I will take 5 seconds of this. Drag it in here. I will take only 5 seconds, so let's trim it. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, good. Again, reframing. I will reframe it with my default settings. Tilt, I usually is 25, so I don't see in my hand. Field of view is 150. Okay, I'm going to use some animation here to show, see, because the framing is so narrow, we can't see the actual real corridor. The real corridor is, there's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here. So therefore, I want to be able to, pan through this whole thing. So this is a trail that we came out from. Then I'm going to do a pan from here to here. Get it? So let's set this as the default position, starting position. Yep. I'm going to add in a keyframe. So the keyframe is for us to do the animation of the pan. Let's click plus here. So this is the starting point, right? I'm going to rotate the camera all the way around. Okay, let's not get our viewers too confused. I'm going to pan it in 2 steps. Firstly, I'm going to pan it to the the left side. So I'm at this point here, I'm going to click a new keyframe for pan. I'm going to pan it to the left side of the real corridor. Then later on, I'm going to add another keyframe here that will pan to the right side of the real corridor. Should I pan back to the original place? No, let's do that. We can touch it up for later. So towards the end, I'll add in another keyframe that will pan all the way back to Alfie and our exit from Maju Forest. So you can see now that as you animate this, it will pan. Okay, it will show our exit from Maju Forest. It will pan left to the rear corridor. Then after that, you go right. Then after that, you go in front. Okay, I made a mistake. I should hold there for a while. Okay, so to see the animation, I can do a right click, show video animation. I'm going to zoom in and press Control plus, so you can see the animation here. My mistake is that I should be holding animation for a while. Okay, this first keyframe was holding it for for a few less than a second. Yeah, okay. I want to hold it for a bit longer. So maybe middle here, I will add in a keyframe. But the panning, I'll keep this. Am I doing correctly? Okay, good. So to pan to left is 318.8. I'm just gonna, okay, fine. Then I'll just key this in. 318.8. Yeah, so you see what I did? So it's going to hold for 1 second as Alfie walks up of our trail. It will pan to the left, which shows real corridor. It will stay there for a while before we start panning to the right. Now I want to stay, but then right now it just keeps moving, right? I want to make things a little less confusing for viewers, so I will add in another keyframe here, and I will hold the pen, which means that at my previous keyframe, I'm panning at 485. So fine, I will just set this also to 485. Yeah. So what happens is that it will hold at 485, then it will pan back to Alfie, and it will stay there. Yeah. So once again, we are showing Alfie coming up, then we pan to the left, real corridor, hold for a bit, pan over to the real corridor on the right side, hold for a bit, then pan back. So we can drag, these things to make it a bit smoother. Right? If you know the right way to go, if you know the right way to bash through, it's not so difficult. Yeah, so some parts are a bit slow. So maybe I can just drag this a bit further and make it a bit more nicely spaced out. Go wasn't so hard, right? If you know the right way to go, if you know the right way to bash through, it's not so difficult. Yeah, so this is a bit short, but maybe I can extend it to make more stuff. Yeah, but so you can see that I can just drag and drop. I can drag the keyframes to tweak the project, to tweak the animation. Okay, I think that's the conclusion for uh, our live stream. Maybe just do one more thing. I will close this video animation by clicking the X. Okay. Remember, I have a title early on. I will do a title to indicate where we finished. So there's a title here for Sunset Way. I will now go and put it into the ending here. Control minus. Okay. Paste it over here. Move this here. Resize it. Okay. The ending title will say Real Corridor. So this, yeah, good. Okay, so this will say Real. Yeah, it doesn't look nice because we don't have a split screen, but that should be okay. Just to give the context that we are now at Real Corridor. I probably don't need the build up. So I don't need the animation at the end of the clip. So therefore, yes, we will animate the beginning, then we will just keep it there. Okay, good. Yep. So you can see the whole structure of the video that we are going to create for Instagram Reel. It will have at the beginning the section for the Sunset Way. We're going to show us walking towards the tunnel. There'll be a few clips in there. It will have this split screen format, but not the title on top. It will just have split screen of us walking. Remember that we'll shoot two orientations. So we'll have one that shows the front, which goes into the top half of the frame. And we have another orientation that points to the back that goes to the bottom half of the frame. We might change this. As the scenery gets more interesting, maybe we'll show left or we'll show right. Okay, so I might alternate the stuff below here. And this will populate the first part. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right now the clip, the spacing here is like 7 seconds, which is actually quite short, but I'm going to space it out. So the idea is that there's going to be a lot more clips for the Sunset Way. In the middle, we will have this walking into the tunnel, crossfade to walking out the tunnel. We will keep this as the transition in the middle of our Instagram reel. Then we will have more clips here of us walking towards the real corridor. So this will be again a split screen. Yeah, this will feature us climbing up the muddy parts of the real corridor. So that's when we walk through the mud and climb up the hill along that, climb up and down the hills. We will do the split screen format similar to this. Right? I will show a front view and maybe a back view or side view, depending on which is more interesting. Right? Then this is the conclusion. We will finish up with the real corridor, and we have the title here that says real corridor. Yeah, there. Everything we'll try to squeeze into a 90-second clip. And this is with the speed up. So these clips are moving quite slowly right now.
Great video of this
It's
selector.
it's kind of draggy.
it
When we speed up to 150%, it should look a bit more interesting. Yeah, so that we can feature more of the scenery inside our 90-second Instagram reels. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I will probably update you when the video is done, and I'll show you the final product, how I chopped up the clips to fit into 90 seconds of Instagram reels. You can join me in the next video. I will put the link in the video description. Please join me in the next video. Thank you.